Hi there. I spoke quite a bit earlier about minimalism and about reducing your equipment and not getting carried away with gear. As I pointed out in a much earlier video, I sort of learned my lesson on my first real photo workshop outing where I brought too much stuff. Way too much stuff. And the result was that I was just carrying around a lot of extra gear for the whole day. And it took a lot of the enjoyment out of the day for me. Out of the 5 or 6 lenses I brought, I think I used 2. Lesson learned. Well, I'm taking minimalism one step further now. This is my typical camera bag. Okay? You will find that if you open this up, it has all of the essentials for the type of photography I tend to do now. First of all, we have an OMD EM1 with a 25mm f1.7 Lumix lens. I found that this particular combination has served me extremely well in many different situations. Obviously, I'm not going to go out shooting wildlife with it, but as I may have mentioned in an earlier video, I don't really think I'm really cut out for shooting wildlife, and the investment in time and money to get into that particular area really doesn't appeal to me that much. But I will still go out and I will still shoot wildlife with friends, but it's not something I'm going to be taking up on a full-time basis. What else do I have in this little bag? Well, I do have the body cap fisheye lens for when I want to do something fun and a little different. I have 2 spare batteries because of course you cannot go out of the house with an Olympus without an extra battery. I have the little pop-up flash that goes on the Olympus, which will probably never come out of the bag. I have it there just to say that, yeah, I've got a flash. Do I use it? No. Meanwhile, in here, I've got just various and sundry things, extra memory cards, lens claps, body caps. That's it. The whole thing then just gets packed up in here, and there it is, ready to go. Anyhow, you will see over the course of this video, which I'm not going to be doing a lot of more talking, you will see lots of examples of images that I've shot with this particular combination. I've found that for things like one of the situations I found myself in was that I was at a local pub, and it was a Sunday afternoon jam session. Quite a few musicians sitting around playing mostly Celtic music on that particular occasion. I had my camera, I had that lens, I got some nice pictures, as you can see here. Walking on the street, I now know why Henri Cartier-Bresson stuck to the 50mm lens. Because even though there are many times that I think, oh, I'd like to have something wider, most of the time my 25, which of course in terms of angle of view is equivalent to a 50 on a full frame camera, or a 35mm film camera as he used, I find that for the most part it works best for me. And when I look back at my old photography, the photography that I took in my early days of film, I would say at least 70% of all my images were shot with the 50mm lens. I rarely went with the longer lens. I rarely went with a wider lens. So, does that mean that we should all throw everything away and walk around with a 50mm equivalent lens? Of course not. But, for me at least, right now, this particular combination is the one that I get the greatest enjoyment from and I get the best results from. So, I hope you enjoyed the images. Not much else to say right now. I'm not encouraging people, as I said, to go get rid of all their gear, but it's not a bad idea now and then to just pick up a camera, pick a single lens that either one that you are very familiar with and want to work with, or one that you're not very familiar with and you just want to be sure whether or not this lens is a good choice. And go out and do some shooting. Learn how the particular lens sees. Because remember, cameras and lenses don't see like we see. And you notice that right away when you take a picture and you look at it and you say, that's not what I saw. And the fact is, well, it's what was in front of you. Your brain did its fancy work of figuring out what was important and what wasn't and ignored the stuff that wasn't important. Your camera can't make that decision. So anyhow, guys, if you like this video, please give me a like. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to this channel. And of course, if you think somebody might get something useful from this particular video, even if it is to get rid of the big backpack and go with something a little simpler, then by all means share it. Bye for now.